Hi, this is Fish on Fridays. It's Friday and we're at the Fish in downtown Newport. We're asking people their opinions on things, anything they want to talk about. And hey, hi Fish, how are you doing today? Have any opinions? You're smiling. I don't know quite what you have to smile about. There's a lot of serious things going on in the world today, but the Fish is happy. So let's see what people have to say today. Okay, you want to say that a little bit again about what you just said here?
Yeah. Well, basically the VA in White River Junction, their compensation system is broken. They used to have 3 decision review officers. Right now they have just 1 decision review officer, and he's pretty much a hatchet man. He denies more claims than what he should. They have a policy down there on their appeals. There's no time limit on them. So with a decision review officer, if he denies your claim, you could wait 8 or 10 years for a decision, and there's nothing anybody's going to do about it because they have no time limit on appeals.
And you said you yourself are a veteran?
Yes, I'm a veteran. I was in the U.S. Army for 4 years. I have an honorable discharge from the U.S. Army. I was in the New Hampshire National Guard a couple of years. I have an honorable discharge from the New Hampshire National Guard. And I'm currently in the Vermont State Guard. I've been in the Vermont State Guard for about the last 10 years. And I've been going to the VA for medical treatment in White River for about 10 years at least. And the medical treatment down there is good. I can't complain about the doctors and the nurses. My biggest complaint is their compensation system. Their compensation system is broken.
As a military person, how do you feel? Do you have any thoughts on police departments using military equipment that they may not be trained?
Well,
some have been using armored personnel carriers and assault rifles and the whole shebang there.
I
do you think they're prepared to use that kind of equipment appropriately?
No, I don't. Especially like when they start killing people with their tasers and stuff. They had one Vermont state trooper here a while ago. On an unarmed man, he emptied his gun, and then he reloaded, and he shot the guy in the back and killed him. Mm-hmm. And the guy was unarmed. Mm-hmm. I've been and yet the Attorney General ruled that he was justified in shooting him. Now, how can that be? It can't be. You know, at the very least, the state trooper that did the shooting lost his cool.
Okay, do you want to say that again? What was that?
Let all the countries police themselves.
Okay, thank you very much. So this fellow's walking by here, and do you have any thoughts about Newport or anything you'd like to say today about anything?
What's about Newport? Newport has a lot of things going for it. It has a lake, it has the best hardware store in the region, it has a heck of a hairdresser, candy store, the Mac Center, my wife's office, which is Green Mountain Farm to School. They're doing amazing work around the region. And could use some more music, could use some more general art. But I see good things in the future. Yes, I do.
Dirty needles all over the dooryard.
Ah, so do you live right here in downtown Newport? Yeah. We have yeah. Okay. Would you like to see something done about that?
I sure would.
Do you have any suggestions?
Trying to find another place to live.
Yeah.
It's not easy to.
It's it's fun. It's been all over, but finally caught up with us here in Newport. The addiction problem.
Well, that's not the only problem either. Being harassed awfully, including
By neighbors, you mean?
by neighbors and the landlord.
And the landlady too.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, there's 3 actually landlords
Right.
that own 5
Now,
buildings.
I have some friends who were renters, and then they were forced to leave their rental because the owner of the building wanted to sell the building and had a lot of trouble finding a place to live. Do you think it's difficult for people to find a place to live here in Newport?
It is. And it's hard to move. It's hard for me to move anyways.
Right. Yeah.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
I'm on a very limited income.
Uh-huh.
It's hard.
Do you have any suggestions what we could do about the drug problem in Newport?
I think that I know the police are trying hard. It's very difficult. It's the
I know of a couple things that people are working on right now. One of them is a needle exchange program so that people don't leave their needles around like that, because it would be a real tragedy if a child, or anybody, but especially a child, were to pick up a needle.
Yeah, you know what I was surprised at? I have to give myself 2 different injections.
Uh-huh.
I have a lot of needles. And I was trying to find a place to take them to. I called the hospital. I called the police department first, and they said to call the hospital.
Yeah.
The hospital told me to take the cover down on a container and throw it in the trash. I'm so surprised at that, but that's what they say to do.
Yeah, I'm a nurse. I guess I should know more about that, but I really don't know what people do. Are your needles, wait a minute here. Are you diabetic?
No.
But you have other form of injection. Yeah, there are many kinds of. People give themselves anticoagulants and rheumatoid arthritis medication and so forth. Yeah, requires an injection. And actually, most of the addicts are actually at this point using diabetic needles that they've probably stolen from grandma or something. But and so the needle exchange program is to make sure that those don't end up on the street.
It's a good idea, I think.
Do you have a needle disposal box?
I have just a heavy plastic
Heavy
container.
plastic
They
container.
said to use,
Yeah.
But I was so surprised when they said just to throw them in the trash.
That doesn't seem appropriate to me either. I'll inquire about that at the hospital.
Well, it's the hospital that told me that,
Yeah.
to do that.
Well, it might be a difference of opinion on that.
Right.
So, yeah, that's one program. The other program that people are working on in Newport is set up a recovery center where people who are trying to recover from addiction can get together and support each other. And
hopefully they are able to get something going on.
it's just getting started, but that would be great to try to deal with the problem. In general, the police department has been supportive of both of those programs. So I'm sorry that you're having a hard time where you live. I live in downtown Newport also. Okay, so you'd like to say something about blackberries?
Sure, blackberries are in season.
Yes.
I actually live down in Williamstown. I'm just up here visiting Lake Seymour for the day.
Oh, that's fine.
Which is not that lake, clearly.
Yeah.
But, so for the last few days I've been harvesting a bunch of blackberries and making jam.
Okay, that's great.
I've never done that before, but apparently it takes multiple hours to boil down, to mix water into blackberries, boil it down, make it all goopy and soft, add sweetener, add citrus juice of some kind, which I think you can also use sumac, because that makes a nice sour thing. And then mash it all up, and then you have jam.
Now you're going to be water bath canning that?
What?
You can that in a water bath?
I don't know what that means.
Well, that's opposed to a pressure cooker, but I think because it's so syrupy, you can. So, I learned canning sort of from my mom and then a little bit from books and stuff. So where does a young person your age learn how to do canning?
I don't know, because I haven't canned. I know that actually I do know a few places. There's the Common Grounds Country Fair, which is in Maine. Mm-hmm. It's in Unity, Maine. It actually happens every year, and it's happening in just a few weeks, September 19th, 20th, and 21st. It's a festival full of primitive living skills, homesteading skills, livestock raising, environmental education, sustainability. It's huge and it's awesome. I've never been there, but I'm going this time.
So that would be a good place to learn those kind of skills.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds good. You have internet? Do you look on the internet for how to do stuff?
Yeah, you can definitely look online. The only thing about looking online, though, is that what I've noticed is a lot of people are wrong whenever they tell you how to do things.
Oh, that could be a problem with canning. I don't want to poison anybody.
Right. Yeah. So I would say that if you're going to be looking online to learn how to do things, use your judgment and definitely try to use common sense and utilize multiple resources. I noticed that with just kind of any wild edible foraging, like I was talking about blackberries, there's a lot of people who will post things that they've heard secondhand, they've never actually tried on their own, and then someone else will read that secondhand knowledge and then post it again, and then eventually becomes like 18th hand knowledge, and along the way it's like the game Telephone, where you whisper something, and then it changes as it goes around the room, and it's not even the same information it was at first.
So you do have to be careful checking your sources and looking for multiple opinions is great. Well, thank you. I hope you have a nice day here. Enjoy your stay at Lake Seymour. Thanks.
Cool, thank you.
Want to talk about housing a little bit?
when they start building the thing for JP, it's not the common people who live in this town ain't going to get nothing out of it. The common people ain't going to get nothing. It's all the big businesses, and most of the small stores will be closed down because of it. So, it's progress. It's progress for the town, but what does it do for the community itself?
Well, what do you think would be good for the community to help folks that?
Well, to help folks in the community is put more jobs in here that would, they may put jobs. JP may put jobs, but condominiums ain't going to help the people that have low income or
Right, as far as housing.
Yeah.
Find good housing.
So when they come in, the prices of rent will go up. The people are living on low income now. And it's going to be harder for them guys. So it's going to be twice as much for the common people. It's going to work for something. So
Yeah.
right now I'm on a low income budget, and it's just kind of hard to pay rent and pay bills and have a roof over your head when everything's going to be so high priced. So
Do you find it's hard to find housing, period? And are you in Newport or some other place?
well, right now I'm looking to move out of Newport anyways because I feel that it's not offering me what I need, so I'm going to go and try to find, rent a trailer on some land or something like that and do it that way. It's easier. But a lot of these apartments ain't dog friendly, stuff like that. So I just feel that the rent should be, it's going to be sky high. So.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate
You're welcome.
that. Thanks. Have a nice day.
Yeah, you too.
That's something you can talk about.
Okay,
Up on
so-
city council meetings.
So you used to go to city council meetings? Yeah, I go now. And what was your impression when you used to go?
I was discouraged.
You were discouraged? Yeah. I think a lot
gave
of
up
people are.
going years ago.
Yeah.
I used to go to town meetings. Gave up.
Yeah. And why did you give up? What did you find discouraging?
It's very cliquey. They do what they want, regardless. So my voice is nothing. My voice is nothing in this town. I'm a nobody, but
Well, I think we're all somebody because this really is
I
our
know we
town.
are.
Have you lived in Newport for a while?
23 years.
23 years. Wow. Okay. That makes you a fairly serious Newport resident.
Well, I don't know. I've had a lot to say in the past, but very few people seem to be interested.
Yeah.
So I used to advocate for a lot of people, and it's almost futile sometimes. I tried to help many and can't because of the bureaucracy and the system. It's just, it leaves you in an emotional state of just drained, frustrated.
Yep. So fish on Fridays at noon at the Fish, brought to you by Northeast Kingdom 99%. We are an Occupy group, which is an offshoot of Occupy Wall Street. Occupy Wall Street didn't disappear, it just went out into communities. We are a community group, not a protest group. We are encouraging people to speak out about issues that are important in their community, strengthen community ties, and help people seek solutions for problems that they face in their communities.